Um, I don't know. With all that's been going on recently, there's a million things that's been going through my head. Like where are we going from this point forward? Is it going to be something that we're all going to be willing to accept as far as the changes that transpire as it relates to black folks, not only here in America but globally? There's so many avenues that resolutions can come from. So many angles that we can talk about over and over again that would probably help in making the situation better. But more and more, my thoughts kind of refrain, or I won't say refrain, but go back to one system, one issue that I know and I feel strongly about, that if it's considered and worked on, that we can probably see better change or quicker change here in America, most importantly, because this is where I live. Um, but before I even go into that topic, I'm gonna just shoot some simple common sense things at you. I'm not even here to preach to you. I'm not here to try to give you knowledge or anything like that. Um, I'm talking common sense. If you want knowledge on the U.S. history and all that stuff, check Google. Google got all the information you need. Um, Common sense. We don't seem to have it anymore. It's like it's one of those things that are lost. I won't say lost, but it's there, but it's like we have become sort of numb to it. There's many things that could be done differently here in America, but those in power, those in positions to make common sense decisions, seem not to have common sense. Why? I don't know. It baffles me. It really does. Um, I keep saying over and over again that the legal system in America is the problem. It's not these cops that are killing our black brothers. It's not the precinct. It's not the black people that's the problem. It's the legal system slash, most importantly, the political system. I think a large percentage of our energy needs to be focused on those two key elements, the legal system and the political system. One, a large percentage of those in the legal system that adhere to the rules or can sort of use the rules as they see fit for themselves are not of the black color. That's a given. We have a very, very low number of black attorneys, black prosecutors, black judge here in America. And that's a big problem that we have. To add to that, majority of the folks that are in position to make the changes to that scenario right there, once again, are not of the black collar. And because of the fact that they may not have had to endure half of what black people have had to endure, their point of view or their perception is flawed on what black people actually go through, actually deal with. So the desire for them to actually make any significant change or at least usher in some significant change is minimal. And that's just reality. So we as black people need to encourage our kids to become police officers, to become lawyers, to become prosecutors, to become judge, to become politicians. Because in those two major areas of our lives as human beings, those are the only key areas that we can significantly make change. An artist can only do so much. An athlete can only do so much. The common person can only do so much. But when you have an understanding of the laws, when you have an understanding of the legal system, the whole framework of what's right and what's wrong as far as it relates to legal jargon, you have a better chance of making some kind of change. And that's all dependent upon your heart, likewise. Because we do have some black attorneys, some black lawyers, and black prosecutors and judges that don't act as though they're black. They've gained some sense of success and some wealth, and all of a sudden, they're not black no more. Their skin color may be black, but their attitude and their persona doesn't reflect that of a black person. And that's real talk. I know some of them suckers. So we have an issue where we as black parents have to guide our kids towards paths that would hopefully in the near future help curb the race relation issue we have. And like I keep going back to what I was saying earlier, the legal system and the political system, those are the two key factors that can make a difference in the race relation issue we have here in America, and probably could do the same in other countries likewise. The next and the most important issue, I believe, that has to be addressed, that has to change, and I think most important, I think this is the most pertinent issue that we have. We have to make changes to the first, not the First Amendment, but to the Constitution that grants congressmen and senators that privilege to remain in Congress and in the Senate for 10, 20, 30, 40, 50 years or until them suckers die or choose to retire. That law has to be changed. There has to be an amendment to that. I strongly believe that congressmen and senators should only be given the same amount of time a president is given. A single term of 4 years and the max of 8. No more. If you can't fucking go there to Congress and do exactly what you promise your people you're going to do, or at least set the framework in place for the next person behind you to continue that mission, which is, in so many words, to make the quality of life better for your people, regardless of what area you come from, then you don't belong there. You shouldn't fucking have to sit in Congress for 20, 30 years, having the same dumbass meetings 90% of the time, wasting the taxpayer's dollar, and still can't do something significantly that can benefit the masses. And in our case, at the present moment, black people. So if anything else, I think black people in America, we need to be fighting for this shit right here. We need to focus our energy and our time on making sure that these congressmen don't stay there for 20 years, 30 years, 40 years, or until they die. Because common sense tell me, if someone can't do something that they promise they're going to get done within 4 years, and 4 years is a lot of damn time, then something is wrong with that individual. Either that individual don't care, or they're just accepting the money because it's a free ride, or they're wimps, point blank. They don't have the balls or the cojones to push their agenda all the way until it gets to the end, or until the other folks that are there that can assist believe in what they're doing. So why the fuck do we still keep these people there? That is our problem, black people. It's not the police. It's not the precinct. It's not the black people. It's our political machinery that we have enabled folks who really don't give a fuck about us, the opportunity to stay in Congress for 20, 30, 40, 50 years. And at the same token, more black people keep dying. Less schools being built in black neighborhoods. Poor facilities that are not even substantial enough to stimulate a child's mind to want to excel within the black neighborhood. You flip it and you go into the white neighborhood. It's totally different. They have the best of this, best of that, best of the other. But in the black neighborhood, you have to beg. You even have to steal in some cases to get the little that you can provide for your kids to give them a better quality of life. So I'm telling you, black people, the way I see it, and I may be wrong, but honestly, I've thought about this shit 100 times over. Our problem is not the police force. Our problem are those jackasses that are sitting up there in Congress. Those people that can make the laws, that can change the laws, that can amend laws to work for the masses and to be fair. But because of the fact that they don't see the troubles and the struggles that we are enduring here on the physically, they don't see no need to make any major change. Why? Because next month, the year after, they're going to still have a paycheck. Once we keep voting them in, they're still going to have a paycheck. You feel me? So the only way we can change the shit is to change a time frame that these guys are allotted to be in Congress and in the Senate. It should be universal. 4 years term, a max of 8 years, just as the president. If you cannot go to Congress or go to the Senate and make a significant change, or at least meet your people halfway with the promises that you've made to them within 4 to 8 years, you fucking don't belong there. Point blank.